Good afternoon, friends in East Asia and Australia. Good morning, friends in Europe, Africa, and Western Asia. Good morning, friends in North and South America. This is Roger right here in Shanghai from SNEC. How are you? Wish you all good and healthy. It is really a pity that we are not able to see each other face to face here to talk and share ideas about solar energy. Actually, before we start the show, I had to walk around the exhibition hall and I saw a lot of domestic customers here. But I don't see you. I have to say we miss you a lot. And in order to help you better updated about our products and production capability, we have decided to launch 2 online live shows on YouTube, Facebook, and Bilibili. Today is the episode number 1, New Products, Better Return on Investment, an introduction to solar PV system, solar tracker, and bifacial mounting structure. And to get any information about our products, you can contact us via WeChat, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, etc. And in the meantime, my colleagues Alisa and Avalo will be online. If you have any question, you can just put your comments there and they will reply immediately. Now please allow me to introduce the speaker of today, Michelle Cao, our Director for International Market. She's been working for more than 10 years in the solar industry, not just in the solar mounting industry, but also for solar module. With rich experience in solar industry, we can hear what she has to share later. But she also, before the COVID-19, she used to fly to more than 50 countries each year, attending more than 100 exhibitions and visiting hundreds of projects. And now please join me in warmly welcome the speaker of the day, Michelle.
Hi, hello guys, how are you? We miss you so much. Do you still remember in the year 2018 and 2019, we have a continuous meetings from morning to the afternoon, and we still have more activities in the evening with our partners and potential partners during SNEC. SNEC is really a very big activity and a big show for us, for all the companies in the industry and business for solar PV. While this year, most of our partners from overseas, our potential partners from overseas, we cannot see each other face to face. While lucky, we have online tools, we have online channels here. We can see each other during this live show. I'm at the front of our SNEC booth located in W1 hall in the SNEC. So let's experience the people around our booth for around 20 seconds. Let's see. As you know, we are still under the situation of COVID-19, so the guiders always hold the page saying that please wear the mask for your safety. And we have still received a lot of partners and friends from the industry in China domestic market. Great. So to know more about the new products we launched this year, the solar PV floating system G4N, our solar tracker MTS3, our bifacial mounting system. All the new products which will bring better ROI, better return of investment to all our partners. I would like to show you guys to our virtual booth stand to show more details of our products. Let's go. So now I'm at the front of our virtual stand. Let's go inside. Let's go inside. Wait a moment. Okay. So now we are inside our virtual stand. From the beginning, we have TPO solution. TPO solution is a rooftop mounting solution. Sorry for that. We have a TPO, the rooftop mounting system solution, using for softer material of rooftop. And then we have our adjustable tripod. We have G4N. I would like to zoom to a little bit bigger so that you guys can read the words there. We have a solar PV floating system G4N. We have DC rail outfit support for the ground mounting system. We have a traditional PGT2 and PGT4 ground mounting system suitable both for the single-side solar modules and bifacial solar modules. Then we have our front desk here. We have our solar couple system. We have the solar horizontal single-axis tracking system, the solar tracker. We have more rooftop mounting system like a Matrix 1, like tile hook system, like the trapezoid metal roof supports. So now let's go back to the three main products I introduced today. First is the solar floating system. We are waiting we have the model of our floating system G4N here, which is a modular design, and all material is HDPE, including the support legs. And our support legs shape is designed like this, like an arm, both for the front legs and the back legs, to make the fixing points. The fixing points of solar modules, the two clamps distance better, which is around 1.2 meter. The biggest dimension better available in the market, and also better for the strength of the solar module, compatible with the warranty and installation manual for most of the top 10 solar module brands. And all the design is a kind of a modular design, very easy to fix only with worker's hand. No need to use very strong and big machines. Alright, we go to our next product, the solar tracker. Solar tracker, our flat single axis solar tracking system. The slewing drive, the motor, is put on the host with screws. Very easy installation. And the control box, the control system, is put on the back side of the structure and also the back side of the solar modules, forming the shelter function for the control box, better cooling factor. And our design can hold both the single row of solar modules and the double row of solar modules. Usually module is put portrait way. Portrait way means like this, portrait way. A little bit smaller so that you can see more details. So one table, the maximum solar module quantity can be held 90 pieces. Alright, so to know more about the market information for the solar trackers, floating system, bifacial mounting system, and as well as the new situations of our company, Mibet Energy. I would like to have a short presentation with a PowerPoint with PPT so that you guys can know more details of our products. Our company's full name is Xiamen Mibet New Energy. We are headquartered in Xiamen City, southeast China, neighboring with Taiwan Strait. And we focused on the design and manufacture for solar PV mounting system. Except the head office and the headquarters in Xiamen, we have also founded our subsidiaries in Japan and Australia. Today I will introduce the 3 new products and our company history background, our project reference, totally 5 parts. First part will be the solar tracking system. From the market research of IHS, the installation capacity for solar trackers in the year 2019 has exceeded 31 gigawatt, up to 55% increase. And as we can see from the year 2017 to 2020, the installation capacity keep going up very quickly for solar tracker, and the main market is in the countries like USA, like South American countries, Brazil, Mexico, Chile, Spain, and Australia. As for Mibet Energy, we have mainly supplied our solar trackers to China domestic market, to countries, Southeast Asian countries like Vietnam, like Thailand, Malaysia, and also some European countries like Spain, and also to African and Middle East countries like UAE. So types of foundations for our solar trackers available, we mainly have 4 kinds of types. The PHC tube pile, the concrete foundation, the H-shaped pile foundation, the C-shaped pile foundation. This is the mode of our horizontal single-axis tracking system, and we mainly have 2 kinds of solar panel layout available, 1+N, 2+N, which means 1 row of solar modules portrait, 2 rows of solar modules portrait. The system is applicable both for framed and frameless solar modules, means double glass solar panels or just the traditional solar modules, and as well as the bifacial solar modules. So the main features of our tracking system, which is easy for cleaning without shading, highly pre-assembled and cost-effective. The material available will be steel, aluminum, or post-MAC. And number 3, maximum 90 solar panels for each row, as I mentioned just now. Solar panel layout for horizontal tracker. Tracking angle could be within the range of plus and minus 60 degrees, and the string for power supply could be 1500 wattage or 1000 wattage, and the lithium battery could be for backup. So the adaptability of our tracker mounting system could be on different kinds of hillside, slope area of the ground, the flat area of ground, the rugged ground, some highly rugged, tilted and rugged ground, or slightly rugged ground. According to some examples, some sample system research in Xiamen in our factory, the solar trackers generated power could be at least 16 higher than the fixed structure, and we have some software simulation for the comparison. So the rolling bearing is a kind of anti-loosen design. As we know, the trackers will keep moving every day in the sunny days, so the anti-loosen function is very important. So for drive system, we have a different size available. We have a 3-inch, 5-inch, 7-inch, 12-inch, both vertical and horizontal swing drive, as well as DC motor. We have different test reports and third-party certificates for our slewing drive, like one of the main China domestic brand we use is Huafang. We have the torque test report from third party. We have the life cycle test report for slewing drive. As we know, the drive is keep moving, so life cycle is very important. Usually our motor can last 5 to 8 years in the real installation. So we also have waterproof performance test report from third party. The TOV report for the slewing drive. And for the mechanical parameter, the features of our solar trackers, the system type could be single row, single axis tracking system, and solar panels could be framed, frameless, single side, bifacial. Tracking range plus minus 60 degree configurable, and tracking accuracy plus or minus 1 degree. Solar panels quantity for one single row could be 2 plus 30, 2 plus 45, 1 plus 78, 1 plus 90, 1 plus 60, different configurations, and that means 2 rows of solar modules portrayed or 1 row of solar module. Type of drives, we mainly have 3 types, 7, 9, 12-inch slewing drive. And we also have bifacial solar modules compatible with our solar trackers. The material available mainly 3 kinds: hot dip galvanized steel, post-max steel, or alumina. And types of foundation could be concrete foundation, pile, or tube piles. So for system design principles, the system uses GPS and Beidou dual positioning system to automatically obtain the local latitude and longitude and the true solar time. By combining with astronomical cylinder calculation and the NASA official website solar tracking data verification, it can achieve high precision solar trajectory tracking. So if you like to know more details of our solar trackers, the design theory, all the details, you can contact us by our email or send messages by WeChat, by Facebook, by LinkedIn, by YouTube to us. Our sales representative will share the presentation document to you after our live show. So next part. So lithium battery system, the BMS, the power to supply the control system is very important. We have 2 kinds, usually from the DC power from the solar panels or from the battery. So optional. Next part. The multi-channel power supply system. Power supply for solar or battery power supply chipset. If we have 3 options. First option is 24 wattage motor power supply. Option 2, 5 wattage chip power supply. Number 3 is 3.3 wattage chip power supply. Motor drive and its feedback. Motor assembly, multi-channel control circuit, high power MOS tube, multi-channel feedback system, tilt sensor, current detection system. So wireless ADHOC network, that means we can supply wireless communication way for the control system to the systems. We also can supply the way of communication with wires. Either for wireless, we have a Zigbee and LoRa for optional. LoRa, we have the main design ways to help understanding, and the PC console. PC console divided to HMI, network gateway summary, system setting, sorry. So for system setting, the human-machine interface, which is the board we will print on the top of our control box, like this. Very easy to operate. And for HNI, the anti-shadow tracking technology, as we know, the anti-shadow is very important to guarantee the better power output to guarantee better return of investment. So the specification of our control system is around 300 mm length, 210 mm wide, and thickness is around 130 mm. It's a very light and small box which can be fixed on the backside of the structure and on the backside of the solar modules. Control system self-powered wire. So schematic diagram of tracking method. We show four points from the morning, noon, 12 o'clock, afternoon, then to the evening. Evening usually will be 0 degree. Better wind resistance, and for control system installation guideline, just easily put the box on the back side of the structure from source to node, and then only 2 wires outside to connect to the steering drive. So for control system, we have different third-party certificates like the CE and the ROX. And we also have CE certificate for the control system. We have different tracker systems supplied to different countries, as I mentioned earlier, like in India, in China, in South American countries, in South Africa, in African countries. And this is a 50 megawatt we supplied to Qinghai province in northwestern China. The same project is a single poster design, 2 modules portrait. So second part, I will introduce our new solar floating system, new generation product, G4N. As the development history of the floating, as we know, floating solar system is a new branch in the solar industry. Not so long existing history like ground solar projects or rooftop projects. From the year 2009 and 2011, only idea conceived by European and American engineers. From the year 2012 to 2014, some representative experimental projects in Japan, and in the year 2015 to 2016, technical roadmap test in China. In 2017, up to now, we have some demonstration-based advanced floating PV technology in coal mining submerging area near Huai River in China, like the biggest solar PV floating project installed by Three Gorges in 2018. It's in Huainan area, also closing to Huai River. As for Mibet Energy, we have started the research and development for floating system quite early, from the year 2015. We are one of the company start the design for floating system, earliest one, and now we are ranking top 3 solar floating system manufacturer globally. The development history or the technical roadmap of our floating system. We designed our generation 1 G1 floating system, combining the traditional dock floater with some steel structure in the year 2014 to 2015. Then next year 2015, we have designed our G2 product with fixed 11 degree and only 1 piece of main floater. And after that, in the year 2016, we have designed our new generation 3, G3. We mainly optimized the main floater to separated pieces of main floater with tilt legs to achieve better wind resistance, because the wind can blow through under the solar modules with the tilt legs there, and also better water clearance here. So After that, we have designed G4 and G4S in the year 2017 and 2018, which combining better container loading, bigger and bigger solar module sizes. And then in the year 2019, in the end of 2019, we launched our new generation floating system. We named G4N, combining the full solution of anchoring system, combining the full solution for string inverter, for DC cables, AC cables, and also the fencing around the floating system, the floater structure for the concentrated big transformer and inverters. So the standards we followed by floating system, we have ISO different standards, we have GB different standards used in China, we have IEC standards, and then we also have the wind standard, GB, wave load, GTS. Then we also have the BS6349 for the mooring devices calculation. We also can calculate that under Eurocode standard. So some comparison to competitors' product floater. As we know, the fixing points between the two clamps is very important to assure the guarantee and the micro breakage for the solar cells in the solar modules. Most of the competitors' design currently, the clamping distance between two clamps is less than 1 meter, which is to some extent is not so safe because our modules are putting on the top of the water, is floating up and down always. And also the warranty required by most tier 1 solar module manufacturers requiring at least 60% of the length of the solar module should be fixed. So our G4M main floater have added some new strength structure inside the main floater to make the whole piece strength better comparing with our G4S and G4. And for our walkway floaters, we divided to shorter walkway floater and the longer walkway floater to achieve better configuration of solar modules and compatible with big and bigger solar modules available in the market. Like currently, we can adopt the biggest length to 2.3 meters. During the SNEC, we have witnessed many tier 1 solar module brands launched 600 watt or higher output of solar modules. The length usually is bigger than 2.25 meters now. And as for the support legs, our G4N design is changed to some arm shape like that to form better clamping area, clamping distance between the two clamps to be compatible with the warranty of the solar modules. As we know, our system should be generated as at least 20 to 25 years outdoor. So the warranty for solar modules are very important. So this is another portrait walkway, vertical or portrait maintenance walkway floater we specially designed for the string inverter. Some inverter around 85 kilogram to 100 kilogram can put on this kind of floater. And the material is HDPE. The thickness is not less than 3 millimeter. The buoyancy is more than 150 kilogram per square meter. So the anti-slippery design on the surface is also quite good. The fixing point for the string inverter, for the cable and the fence is added. As we can see from our G3 product and also applied in our current G4N, the distance, the minimum height from our solar module to our solar floating system is at least 300 millimeter, higher than most other floating system available in the market, like others only 200 millimeter. Can assure our solar modules better waterproof. The distance between the legs, as I mentioned just now, our G4N design is a kind of arm design. Is increased from G4S 830 millimeter to 1080 millimeter, then to 1200 millimeter now. So the capping point for our floaters is on the top of the side floater, which is not in the middle, also to make the waterproof function better. This is also a special and patented design from Mibet Energy. And our walkway floaters, except the four connecting ears, we also have the collapsing area between the two floaters to make the whole walkway, whole floater platform connection and strength better. So except the framed solar modules, we also have the design for frameless or double glass solar modules. As we know, the modules, when we put on the water, anti-humidity function is very important. So most projects will select double glass solar modules. If our customers or partners, they select double glass solar modules without frame, we also can supply the structure. The details about how to hold the double glass solar modules. So when we install some floating projects on the reservoir, especially for some natural lakes or some treatment water lakes where it's located at the rural areas, if we hire some workers to watch the project from all 24 hours, the cost will be very high. So we need to have some fencing function to add it to protect the system from some animals, from some not intended step on. So we added the fencing functions for our G4N. And this is the full layout for our G4N, which means we have walkway floaters for each row of the solar modules. The buoyancy is very good, can withstand 60 meters per second of wind load for this kind of design, and the maintenance for this kind of design also quite good. So when the wind load is not so strong, and we also need to consider the investment cost, we have another interval layout design. That means we only have walkway floaters for every 4 walkway floaters for every 2 rows of solar modules. Then when we want to save more cost of our investment, we also have 2 interval space layout. We also have the symmetrical design for the tropical areas when the latitude is not so high, with 5 degrees of tilt angles like this, 5 symmetrical design like this. And for our single side of layout, usually our design's tilt angle is 10 degree and 15 degree. 5 degree is also available. So for the structure to hold the string inverters, the combiner box, we have 2 ways. One way is putting horizontally for the combiner box or string inverter, and for some brands, the inverter is. This is the design for the centralized inverter and the transformer. It's a big floater, floating platform, about 60 to 80 square meters. So the summary of our solar floating G4M features. Except a small number of fasteners and fixing features, the overall structure of the floating system is all plastic HDPE. In addition to the conventional 5 degrees and 10 degrees, the maximum inclination angle can be 15 degrees. The center of the side length of the floating system clamping component is more than 1.2 meters to ensure its stability. And the ISO floating body adopts overlapping design, adopts the fixing method of the inner frame of the clamping component. After installation, the clearance between the lowest point of the solar module to the water surface is more than 300 millimeters. So we have some third-party test reports for our floating system. The TOV raw material tester, the TOV anti-UV tester, TOV wind tunnel tester, the drinking water quality tester, the product structure performance test, and the anti-flame or anti-fire test from SGS. We have patents obtained for our G4M floating system, both for the floater itself and also the whole platform. So the quality inspection for our floating system, usually we will check the critical installation dimensions of each floater, and during the production we check to confirm the actual weight, the wall thickness, the inner base of thickness of the floating system, the floater, then randomly check the strength of the parts, at least 5 to 10%. It depends on the floater's quantity. Then before the shipping and packing, we will have a full line of inspection again. So the real checking parts inspection procedures for reference. Some standard design for our floater, the standard packing ways for our floater's components. This is the warehouse and one side of our floater factory. As we know, the construction part is not so clearly as the ground project or rooftop project, especially for anchoring system. It's different, totally different from the ground project and rooftop project. Usually we have two kinds of ways or two kinds of methods to design and to construct the anchoring system. One is designing the anchoring points into the bottom of the water with different ways. One is with the concrete pile directly in, or the other way is with the concrete block to put on top of the bottom of the reservoir, and the other is to anchoring on the shore. It depends on the area of the water, depends on the distance from the floating platform to the shore. So the anchoring concrete block structure, for example, the anchoring rope connecting ways. Ropes, we have mainly two kinds of material available: the steel rope or the a kind of high strengthened plastic. So the anchoring components, the structure, how to fix with our floaters, will be welded structure with Q345 steel. The anchoring layout for a 400 kilowatt project and a 7 megawatt project, for example. 18 megawatt anchoring layout. The standards for floating project, we have optimal design, flexible design for the floaters. We have suitable for different geographical environment. We have offshore design. We have ultra long life material, as long as all the same length of the solar modules, 25 to 30 years. So the price roadmap, which is very crucial factor for us to consider whether we should put our system on the water. In the year 2015, the cost is still very high, which is around 2.2 RMB, 2.2 Chinese yuan per watt. Then next year, we have a very significantly drop to 1.6 in 2016, and 2017 we drop again 30% to 1.4 in 2020. 38% is dropped to 0.9 to 0.7. As we know, this month, since last month, after the explosion of GCL's factory, all the raw material for solar modules is going up quite quickly, and the solar modules prices are becoming higher and higher. We cannot predict how far it will go, while for our floating systems cost is more stable. Although the raw material is also going up, the cost is going up, but not so dramatically going up. And our main material is only one kind, HDPE, simpler. So this is also a very stable and sustainable factor for us to ensure the better return of investment. So part 3, I will introduce our bifacial mounting system. As from the PV magazine's news, by 2024, the installation capacity for bifacial modules will exceed 21 gigawatt. From the year 2019 to 2024, keep going up like this. The bifacial technology, for bifacial technology is a kind of render the majority of rear side transparent to enable the cell to absorb light and generate electricity from both the top side and the back side. So the energy yield of a bifacial solar module can be influenced by different factors like albedo, height of module, GCR, and DHI. The installation height of bifacial solar module is recommended to more than 1 meter. Shading from the bracket and junction box should be avoided. This is the research from a Tier 1 and top 3 solar modules brand. From different surfaces, the reflection proportion is different. On top of water, nearly 10%. On grass, 15 to 25%. On soil, 20 to 30%. On concrete or sand, 25 to 40%. On the film or some snow field could reach 75 to 90%. So for module height should be more than 1 meter. And for other factors, we will show you later if you want to know more details. Remember to send emails to us to contact with us with online messages. And this is another research for the real projects collected in different countries, like in USA, in China, in India, in Saudi Arabia. We can see from different kinds of surfaces, the power output increased percentage are different. From normal land, usually ranged from 10% to 20%. From the water is around 5 to 8%. So a real demonstration project researched by Jinko in their factory in Haining. On different kinds of surfaces, the increased output is also different. Like on white paint, a kind of metal roof, it's around 90% increase. On sand, cement, grass, different kinds of ground range from 7 to 9%. On water, around 5%. According to the comparison, for bifacial module and standard solar module, the generation time is also different. For bifacial module, a little bit longer than the standard module, from quite early morning to late evening. So now I would like to introduce our bifacial ground mounting system, PGT2, which is a single pile ramming pile design with a directly ramming pile into the soil. Very easy install, suitable for large-scale project. And as we know, because the shading should be avoided for bifacial solar modules, so our main beams, the horizontal beam and the portrait beam, arrangement way should be very carefully designed to be exactly compliant according to the width and length of the solar module and the height of the ground clearance. Sorry, it seems my speaker is not so good now working, so I stopped for a while. Now I'm back. I hope you can hear me clearly. I just stopped from the description of the design of our bifacial ground mounting system. The arrangement of the portrait beam, horizontal beam should be exactly according to the width length of the solar modules. Then the height of the system should be designed at least 1 meter to guarantee enough space for the light to be reflected to the backside of the solar module. So for the main technical data for our PGT2 bifacial ground mounting system. It is suitable for ground installation. The foundation is a kind of omega shape piles. The tilt angle could be ranged from 0 to 60 degrees. Wind load could be reached to 60 meters per second. Snow load 1.6 km per square meter. Ground clearance could be 500 to 2,000 millimeter, but recommended to be at least 1 meter. Solar modules applicable both for framed and frameless. For panel layout, could be both portrait and landscape. For design standard, we have Australian standard, ASNZS. We have a DIM standard. We have GIS standard for Japanese market. We have British standard, Eurocode, and American standard. Main material is applied for pile is hot dip galvanized Q235B or Q345B. Then for the beams and the clamps is made of aluminum. Fasteners usually is stainless steel 304. accessories usually is made of aluminum. The color could be silver or customized. And warranty, standard warranty is 10 years. We have many third-party certified certificates like from TOV, SGS, MCS, etc. So second product suitable for bifacial solar modules is our PGT4. The design is all aluminum design, combining with ground screw foundation or concrete foundation. And the beams, the horizontal beam and the portrait beam distance also should be exactly according to the length and width of the solar modules to avoid any shading at the backside of the solar module, and the minimum height from the solar modules to the ground or the ground clearance should be more than 1 meter to guarantee the backside output percentage of the solar modules to assure better ROI. So more photos of our PGT4. Then the technical data for our PGT4, except the main material different, design standards, the foundation types different, then the layout of the solar panels, the suitable types of the panels, the ground clearance almost the same with PGT2, and this PGT4, all the portrait beam and the post, the braces will be pre-assembled in our factory to guarantee to save installation time and cost on site, also to assure better ROI. So if you want to have all this project designed for floating system, for solar trackers, for bifacial ground projects, we have different project checklist form available in our team. You can send email to us, send messages online to us. Our sales representatives will reply to you very soon. So part 4, I will introduce the main background of our company, Mibet Energy. We have supplied more than 8 gigawatt globally till the end of 2019. Our annual production capacity for the ground and rooftop mounting system now is more than 2 gigawatt, and for floating system this year is around 300 megawatt. For the solar trackers, we also have around 1 gigawatt production capacity. We have more than 3,000 projects reference globally. We are ranking top 10 solar mounting brand, and we are ranking top 3 for solar floating brand. We have more than 30 certificates from different institutions. We have more than 60 domestic and international patents for our structural design. Our cargoes have been exported to more than 100 countries and regions. The main history of our company, Mibet Energy, is founded in the year 2012. And in the same year, we created our MREC brand and stepped into Europe and American market in the same year. In 2013, we passed the ISO 9001-2008 certification, built up our first phase factory. We are awarded top 10 PV mounting enterprise. Then in the year 2014, we passed more international certificates like TOV, CE, MCS, ASNJS. Then we were awarded Excellent Solar Mounting Enterprise. In the year 2015, we sponsored the Brand of China of Taizhi Forum program of CCTV. As we know, CCTV is the Chinese official TV channel. In the year 2016, we are ranking top 10 for continuous 5 years. So in the year 2017, we are awarded as a Xiamen Sample Enterprise in Production, Operation and Monitoring Chinese medium-sized enterprise. In the year 2018, we are rated as top 10 solar PV mounting system for continuously. And in the year 2019, we are awarded as Xiamen Growing Small and Medium-Sized Enterprise. And the Australian branch company subsidiary is founded. For our further plan in 2020 to 2021, we are targeted to Australian top 1 roof mounting brand. Currently, our market share in Australian market is more than 40%, and the production capacity for floating PV system will reach 800 megawatt, and planning to larger solar ground mounting system projects for tracker system, for floater system, for bifacial mounting system, and the commercial carports. So also for larger, this year we have already signed around 100 megawatt of floating system. Next year we are targeted to double the capacity, and the number 3 will hire more staff to support better technical support and better pre-sales and after-sales services. We currently have around 50 sales in our sales team, and we have around 30 engineers in our technical team. So different honorary certificates. The 3A credit enterprise from the bank system, the Fujian Province Tech Giant, the Xiamen Motor Enterprise, and different patents for our mounting system, floating system, trackers, bifacial mounting system, etc. We have a reliable production capacity, as I introduced just now. 2 gigawatt is for fixed mounting system. For ground and rooftop, we also have 300 megawatt for floating system, 1 gigawatt for solar trackers. And we have different equipment to assure our quality before production, during the design and research and development, during the production. After the production, we have the tensile machine to test the strength of each part. So we have our markets in different countries. Top 3 market. First is our APEC countries like Southeast Asia and Australia. Number 2 is Japan and South Korea. Number 3 is China domestic. Except these top 3 markets, we also have market in South American countries like Brazil, Chile, Argentina, Mexico, Uruguay. And we also have markets in North American countries like USA and Canada. We have quite good market share in European countries like Spain, UK, Poland. Then we also have markets in African countries like South Africa, Nigeria, Morocco, Egypt, Kenya. And we also have our markets in Middle East Asia like UAE, Israel, etc. So project reference. This is the project reference for the floating system. A 2.5 megawatt in Beijing, 1 megawatt in Shandong, and 1.5 megawatt in Thailand. Several megawatt in Thailand, 1.5 megawatt in Zhejiang province, 10 megawatt combined with 6 sites in Thailand, a 58 megawatt in Middle China, and 20 megawatt double glass project in China. So for ground mounting project reference, Cambodia 5 megawatt with steel structure, a 6 megawatt in South Australia, White Island, a 61 megawatt and a 50 megawatt installed in southern Vietnam with the solution of PGT4, and a 51 megawatt in Qinghai province, a 5 megawatt in Uruguay combined with different projects, a 20 megawatt in Hunan province, and a 50 megawatt in Qinghai with concrete foundation. We also have a couple system. This is a system in Fujian province in China. Japan 30 megawatt for ground system, 30 megawatt of steel system on the hillside in Jiangpu. We have more couple system in a international hospital called Chang'e in Xiamen, around 3.5 megawatt. We have steel coupled this kind of design. 20 megawatt in Mongolia, Inner Mongolia. Last project reference part is for our rooftop mounting system. It's a 12 megawatt in Hunan, Middle China, Thailand, around 4 megawatt, Philippines around 2 megawatt, Vietnam on a shopping mall, on 2 shopping malls, a same brand, 500 kilowatt and 2 megawatt. Central Vietnam factory around 1 megawatt. So Philippines, we have more different projects, 1.6, 5.2. Spain, we have a combined projects in the year 2019 around 25 megawatt. So in Shandong, we installed around 30 megawatt in a factory area. Singapore, we also supplied more than 35 megawatt in the past 3 years. In Dubai, 1.02 megawatt installed on flat roof. Malaysia and Kuala Lumpur Airport, a 5.63 megawatt of clip lock type metal roof mounting system is supplied in the year 2015.
Wow, thank you, Michelle. What a sharing. During your sharing, I collect some typical questions from our dear viewers, and I would like to have your answers for that. But before we start the Q&A, I would like to know what you have seen over the past few days, the past 2 days in the SNEC.
Okay, this is a great question. As we know, because of the border restriction this year, we cannot receive the overseas partners and friends to our booth in SNEC in Shanghai. So most of the visitors these 2 days are our domestic friends and domestic partners. While still we have some international friends who are based in Chinese cities like Shanghai, like Beijing, like Guangzhou, they visit us, who are the representatives of some overseas companies. And except the solid booth in SNEC, we can see also many companies launch live show like Mibet Energy is doing now, and most of the top 10 solar module factories, they launched very high bifacial solar modules this year. The solar modules for BIPV application, and as for solar inverter brands, top 3 brands, all of them have launched very high-end technology products this year in SNEC.
Wow, thank you and for this clear image of the SNEC to our dear viewers. And now we will go directly to the question.
Okay.
And question number 1, the floating system is quite a product in the market, and will it be possible to install the floating system on the sea or maybe some water ponds?
Yes. Okay, this is a very practical question. As we know, we have less and less land and rooftop available to fix our solar systems. To use the water area to install the solar system to assure more and more investment from the solar is a new trend. So if we can install on the sea, as the ocean, we have very big area of water on the sea, on the ocean, while because the technology is still a new technology, most of the floating projects are still installed in the inner land water areas, like on nature lake, nature reservoir, on the treatment water reservoir, or on the fish pond. For the offshore application, more and more engineers, more and more countries, researchers, they are start to topic in last year, and we believe the new technology could be found in the near future. As now, Mibet Energy, our G4N new launched product, is mainly designed for inner area water surfaces, not for offshore area like sea or ocean.
Okay, that's clear for us. So dear viewers, if you have any project which is for the inner water areas, you can contact us. And then we go to the question number 2. Okay. So in terms of the solar module, bifacial solar module is going to be a trend in the future.
Yes.
So can we install the bifacial solar module on the tracker?
Wow, this is a very smart question. As we know, all the solar projects installed are planning for have a good return of the investment. Our topic today is for better ROI, better return of investment. The combination of the bifacial solar module with the solar tracker, our MREC solar tracker, MTR3, is the most fantastic way of solution for solar project now, which can have the highest power output for our solar modules, because we have the tracker system tracking the sun from morning to the afternoon from the back side of the solar module.
Okay, this is a very good explanation for us. And then here comes the question number 3.
Okay.
So if we have a specific project right now, how can we get a solution design from your company?
Okay, this is a very good question. We have different checklist form for our floating system, for our solar trackers, for our bifacial mounting system, and also other fixed systems on ground and for rooftop. So remember to contact us. Our sales
Ability is very important when choosing the supplier. So could you give us more details about the production capability, quality control, and pre-sales and after-sales service of the company?
Yes, this is also a very key part for us to launch our live show during our SNEC. As we know, the factories, the production capacities, our team, service capability. So now I will spend another 15 minutes to bring you a very vivid online tour to our offices to see our teams and to our factories to see the production lines. Let's go.
Okay, let's go.
So now I am at the front of our head office and our factory. Let's go into our. At the reception area, we have two TV screens showing some projects we are installed in Fujian province. The live generating capacity of each project. Then we go further into our office. So I will play a video to show more about our team and our office surroundings. This is our domestic sales team, our international sales team, our international sales team, then our technical team. We have around 30 engineers to support all the technical requests. Our technical vice president, okay. So next part, I will bring you to our factory directly. This is our first machining factory. We totally have 3 machining factory. This machining factory, we mainly doing the punching, cutting, and the screw lines. I also would like to play the video to show more closely. The cutting machine, the punching machine, the punching machine. Okay, let's go to next part. Next part, we go to our workshop 2. Workshop 2. We have different selections of different molds here to make different components. We have auto punching machine here, auto punching machine. I would like to play another video for this machining, workshop 2, the cutting machine. We have some covers outside to assure safety. The cutting, different punching machines, punching different, and the automatic machine to produce our middle clamps and the tilt-in nuts. So we go to next factory. We have the solder machining factory, big one, to produce bigger components. I will play another video. We have more than 20 punching machines in this factory, 5 cutting machines in this factory. Our orders this year are quite full planned. Although we cannot see each other face to face this year, still our business is running quite good, and we appreciate it a lot for the support offered from all our international partners. So next part, we go to our assemble factory. So assemble factory, we have 4 semi-automatic assemble lines for the small components like end clamp, middle clamp, rail joiners. So except the semi-automatic assemble lines for the small components, we also have the 2 manual lines to assemble some smaller components. Then we have the pre-assemble lines for big components like for ground support beam and posts. So for ground mounting. Our packaging lines. Usually our components, small components will be packed in cartons, and big components, longer components is put on the pallets. Can be easily uploaded and unloaded by the standard forklifts. As we know, quality assurance is very important for the application of the products and for the warranty. So I would like to show some main steps and procedures of our tests and the inspections. The inspection to test the composition of the material, the spray test for the anti-corrosion of the surface treatment. So this is our factory for the floaters. I'll show you around. The biggest machine is to produce the main floater. We also have the inspection here to test the thickness of the floaters. So this is the machine to produce the walkway floaters. Okay, we go to this is the warehouse for the floaters. I'll show you the video more clearly. So this size of stock can install around 1 megawatt of floating project. We go to next part. It's our raw material, aluminum extrusion factory, aluminum extrusion workshop. The anodizing line. It is a totally automatic line to have the treatment of the aluminum. Anodizing thickness usually ranging 10 micron to 12 micron. Okay. So for the packaging, usually the rails will be racked 6 pieces or 8 pieces per bundle for easier carrying on site. So the aging. The stock waiting for aging for the aluminum material. Usually the rails and the aluminum will be put on the steel structure to put into some furniture, to some equipment to be aging for 4 to 8 hours to make the hardness of the material better. This is our outdoor sample room to show the main solutions we have. We almost have full solutions for all kinds of ground installation, water installation. Our floating system, this is G4S. The greenhouse system, the tilt axis tracking system, first single axis tracking system. Okay. So last part is our indoor showroom, which is showing our rooftop samples. Okay. The roof system, so for different kinds of roof types, for flat roof, triangle systems, the tile hooks for tile rooftop, the metal clip lock standing seam, and the trapezoidal type for different kinds of metal roofs. So that's all about my introduction for Mibet Energy for our new launched product during SNEC. The 3 new products: solar trackers, the floating system G4N, the bifacial mounting system, and I also briefly bring you to our factory. If you have more questions about our product, about our factory, about the background, our tracking records, the project reference of our company from any market, remember to contact us. We have a solid engineers team to support technology questions. We have more than 50 sales to support for sales support.
Hello guys, Roger is back again. And thank you, Michelle, for this detailed explanation about our products. And thank you, dear customers, for the time you spend with us. You know, it's about 1 hour and a half. We really appreciate that. And we do hope that you get something away from this sharing.